And every marketer, every advertisement agency will know that the easiest way to enter the minds of the young Indian is the use of sexuality. It is the easiest way to hold the attention of the young person. So as a result, in almost every advertisement we see, on almost every advertisement hoarding, there is a use of sexuality. And if you look at the degree of the use of sexuality, just imagine if the pictures that they put on the advertisement hoardings today were put up 10 years ago. We would have been so shocked that we would have pulled the advertisement hoardings down. If the advertisements that they show on TV today were shown 10 years ago, people would have taken the television out and thrown it out of their homes. So what happens now? What happened now? Why are we no longer objecting to this? It's because we got used to it. When they wanted to sell their products, they showed us a little sexuality, a little more than what was accepted in the society. The dressing, if it was so and so, they reduced the moral standards a little bit. Nothing that would shock us, a little bit. And when we got used to it, they still wanted to hold our attention, so they reduced it a little bit more. They started to expose a little bit more. And slowly, like this, they dragged our moral standards down. And the problem is, the children who grow up in this society, seeing all these things, with no one to tell them that this is wrong, they will start to think that these things are acceptable. And thus the media will directly influence the culture of the youth. I have had a personal experience regarding this. I did my schooling in Kerala till 10th standard. And after that I went to Chennai to do my plus 1 and plus 2. So Chennai being a bigger city, it was far more influenced by all these forces. It is the big cities that the companies target more, and their culture is far more modern. So previously, if someone had a girlfriend or a boyfriend, it was usually a secret because you don't want people to know about it and it would cause problems. But when I went to Chennai, it is something so common in the schools and colleges that if you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, then you have a problem. It is so common that they expect you to act in such a way. And at least if you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, they expect you to flirt with girls. They expect you to simply waste your time talking useless things, this kind of flirting. And two friends of mine who are Muslims, they were very quick to realize, to see that I was not very active in this particular field. And so they decided to advise me. Said, dude, you have to be cool. Why are you like this? You think it is wrong to talk to girls? I said, I don't think it is wrong to talk to girls, but in the way you do it, it is haram. It is not acceptable. He said, sure, it's haram. It's haram, we agree, but do you think it is wrong? It is haram because it is wrong. So I told them, if someone talks to your sister, the way you talk to these girls here, do you think that is right or wrong? So one of them immediately said, you have a point. I think you're right. The other person was still not convinced. And the difference was that the person who was convinced he had a sister, the other person didn't have a sister. So this is how the media tries to change the understandings of the youth on what is right and wrong. This is how it changes the culture of the young people in a society. And another thing is that the movies, in order to sell them, it has to be interesting to the youth. And apart from all the sexuality, what they show is that there is a good guy and there is a bad guy. And the good guy will have a lot of injustice done to him by the bad guy. And he will act in very bold ways to oppose this injustice. He will break the bad guy's nose, or he will say witty dialogues. And the youth is exposed so much to these kinds of messages that they believe that if someone disrespects them or someone does some injustice to them, if they don't act in this particular way, in this very bold and explicit way, then they are a loser. That's what they think. And he watches these movies and these messages so much that whatever is done to him, he thinks it's an injustice. You should see the people, the youngsters walking through the streets here. They walk side by side on the road, four or five people, in such a way that the fifth person is on the middle of the road, side by side. And if someone is driving and he uses a horn, he turns around and looks at him as if he had done some crime, as if he is about to break his nose. And we are all aware of this kind of behavior of the youth